Okay, so my Keystone goal is to live an intentional life. And real quick, the Keystone goal is just kind of, I don't know if this is exactly like the technical understanding based on the things I've read, but basically like the next sort of major goal in your life around which you then organize all your near term goals. Um, and so, and that then like, another way I see it is like the farthest away that you see a clear path to. Um, so, with that in mind, my Keystone goal is to live a intentional and disciplined life. And so this will make a lot of sense maybe if you've watched my future self video. Um, and basically, my life experience has been that for a variety of reasons, I've had really struggled to like live my values, um, and like pretty much constantly fall short of that. And so, like specifically, that means engaging in um, attempting in like social change to transform the world. Um, uh, and I have had this pattern of like I really want to engage in that stuff, but then when it comes to actually trying to do anything like join organizations or do anything besides like reading or posting, I end up it doesn't last, and it's been really brief periods, and so um, with my ultimate future self being a transformed world, and then like the most general path to that involving me working to transform the world. It's like, okay, the proximate, like the first step in that is getting to a point where I can actually do that work and do it dependably. And right, because that's been a big part of it. Is like I'll try and do this stuff and I get overwhelmed, be it from like sort of the intensity of the work I'm trying to engage on, or just my own reaction to it in terms of like skills that I'm lacking, as far as like organization, procrastination, dealing with anxiety, or like struggling with my like anxiety and depression. Um, and so the first step is to try and get a handle on all that and build whatever skills and systems and practices I need to do that, so that then moving forward I can take care of myself and sustain myself and be dependable and effective in pursuit of that movement. And so that's my Keystone goal. And then to be more specific about that, I've broken it into a few pieces. So the first part is to have like an overall system, and sort of like philosophy, but also tools to make sure to be monitoring and then realigning how I'm actually behaving in my day-to-day life with my future self. And then another part of that is having a really strong foundational routine that like keeps me healthy and able, like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. And then there's other kind of things that fall within that, but I guess like another big one is kind of coming to terms with my past, so that it's not a weight around my neck anymore, and past traumas and stuff, and rather that I can just use the lessons that I learned from them and otherwise move on. And like that includes like doing whatever I need to do to be accountable for things I've done wrong, and facing whatever consequences go with that. Um, and so then, aspects of that. So like for my routine, things I want, I've started with really basic versions of that this so far, but some practices that I've tried and that I want to implement. But again, all in pursuit of this overall goal. So like, if they work, they'll stay. If they don't, they won't. But being intentional with my nutrition, exercising, both in terms of like aerobic and anaerobic exercise, and then also flexibility. So those are all like components of maintaining my physical health. And then obviously there's like overlap because that stuff like helps with mental health. But then I want to do a lot of skill building around my mental health. So just like practicing that in different specific skills every day. Also journaling, doing a gratitude list, continuously like reframing traumas, like big or small, as they come up, or as soon as I'm able to, rather than letting them fester. And then other things are like practicing mindfulness, and maintaining like my physical hygiene, which is a big thing that I've struggled with for a lot of my life, basically all of my life. And hold on, let me see if there's anything significant I'm missing here. Yeah, another thing for like spiritual, emotional health is visualizing and connecting to my future self, and then taking time to seek out sort of, be it like through nature, through other people, or through information I'm consuming, and experiences like inspiration and restorative and motivational experiences. And then finally, like maintaining a space, like a organized and clean space. And then so that's on the routine level, and I apologize for how rambling that was. And then on the system level, it involves like having an overall approach that goes from the top down. So for working backwards from my future self down to a granular level of detail in my day-to-day life. And that has like check-ins with myself at varying levels of detail on like daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, like whatever. I don't know necessarily all the precise intervals, but to be like, am I on track? What's going well? What's not? What improvements can I make? What do I need to adjust? And then so that like that like self-monitoring and reporting and reflecting, and then also like having the skills to implement specific behavior change, like habit formation, learning skills, and to be able to do things that are hard, to do things that make me anxious, and manage that and push through that, and constantly be learning new things and developing skills. And so the goal, let me write it because I find it because I like the way I put it, is to summarize, to live a fully intentional life that is completely in line with my future self. And so that's the ideal, and then building a system and practice around that to move me ever closer to that ideal. So, let me see real quick if I missed anything else. Yeah, and another part is an intentional approach to building, maintaining, and deepening both individual relationships and being part of communities. And so being intentional in how I interact with them, but also in who I'm choosing to interact with and devote my time and energy to. And then a system for, in addition to just like building skills and strategies for dealing with difficult stuff, I want to actually be practicing that regularly in terms of just like getting comfortable. This is so like cliche, but like getting comfortable being uncomfortable just by doing it over and over and over again in different ways. And then figuring out a balance between sort of the active pursuit of my future self and the maintenance or recovery part of that in a way that's sustainable, but also allows me to do the most over the long term. So that is my Keystone goal and oh yes, the last thing. So the time-bound nature of this goal is 1 year. So this is like effectively, you translate the wording a bit, but this is my 1 year future self. Cool. Thanks for watching.